Good morning, and after a wintry feel last week, this week is decidedly chilly. We have the tiniest little sprinkling of snow up on the tops there. I don't know if you can just see the top of, I think that's Cragger, which is just before, so if you carry on that ridge that way, you get to North Brule. Yeah, definitely chilly. Had to de-ice the car yesterday. Today's Tuesday, and like I say, we had a little bit of snow last night. It was snowing whilst we were at hockey, which is pretty cool. But as you can see, it's still very green down here. Just green and chilly, and there's a breeze today. Yeah, yesterday I was cutting up some trees. I will be back there in a minute, so I'll show you what I was doing and what we've done. We're just pushing back a hedgerow around the field with a different view. I was hoping to do a video yesterday, but I just ended up so busy I didn't get a chance. So just going back to move the last few bits and pieces across the field, and then that's all sorted. And then this afternoon, I think we're back on with the job at the bungalow, doing the digging out for the new drive. Well, not redoing the drive, it's not a new drive there. Which, although there's a contractor doing that, I'm involved as the hand down here. Pumpkin field, there still is a couple of pumpkins which we keep finding, so I'm just letting them go as long as possible. The frost has started to brown a couple of things off. It wasn't a hard frost, but it was a decent frost. Yeah, so we're gonna see how they go. They won't diminish in quality whilst attached to the plant, and quite often a frost on squashes is actually good for them. I've not been down and had a look at the carrots and the lettuce and everything. I know that the lettuce which I've got in my polytunnel took a little hit from the frost, so the ones which are in the trays down there might not have done very well. But if they weren't going to do well in the tray, they're not going to do well in the ground. They should do, because they are all winter varieties. But just that sudden kind of, they might have done better, because obviously they've been outside, you know, like a cold frame, you harden things off, don't you? Yeah, so I've just loaded up the trailer. So, well, not loaded, just connected up the trailer. Still on the wireless lights at the back, because the wiring on this trailer is just gone absolutely to pot. And luckily, I don't think I've actually lost them for a while, these. They're absolutely fantastic, these. Connects wireless magnetic lights, but the magnets aren't brilliant. So I did have them on the back of the grain trailer and managed to lose one, which then resulted in a little bit of driving back and forwards to find it. And luckily I did contemplate getting some air tags or something just to stick on them, so that I can, next time I do lose them, because I have lost so many of them. And it's always one. You always lose one, and then they changed the sender system. So I bought a new set and I lost, well, it's always one side you lose. You always lose like the left side or something, for example. So even if you buy a new set, they're left and right, so you can't change that. But I did lose the connector off one of them. So when I bought a new set, I was like, oh, that's great, I've got a new connector. The wireless thing didn't work with them, so I had to get a new set fully. You can obviously do the wired ones, but then you've got a wire trailing around and that gets caught. So the wireless ones are just easy, but don't rely on the magnet on them. Hence these ones are cable tied on. Yeah, right, I'm gonna get on. I've got my hot Ribena with me today as well, so we'll see you in a minute. Here we are, just out of Ramsey at the film studios, just over there somewhere, that building, that green building. The old film studios. I don't think they do anything anymore. So this is Mountain View Innovation Centre is there. I'm not working there, I'm working for, funnily, one of my coaches at hockey. This is their field, and we've just been taking back the edges of these trees to free up. See that one a bit better. Just down there, so there was a load of low branches. So this field is looked after by the parent of someone who I used to play hockey with, and they occasionally plough it and they take silage off it and stuff, and everything had progressively been creeping out. So the owner of the field's cut back the fluffy stuff. I've just come in and cut back anything which was too big for him to do with the bow saw. Plenty of piles of stuff down here. And you might just be able to see the piles of logs which we've made at the far end. So everything's been taken down there that they'll use for firewood and bits of all sorts once it's seasoned. Yeah, wonderful view. There's North Brule, just there. That's Sky Hill. North Brule does have a tiniest dusting of snow in it. It's just coming up to 11 o'clock now. It was a bit better when I first arrived this morning. Looking to the north, that's the Bride Hills. There is the Bride Hills, which is obviously just out of Bride. But yeah, weather's still good. It's cold, it is chilly, absolutely freezing. The bitter wind as well today. Yeah, so we'll get this done, and then got a little errand to do with my lad, and then back down to the farm. So I better crack on because I'm getting cold stood around. See you in a minute. When they advertised the new phones with the mag mount capability, they never said you could use it to stick your phone to the back of a pickup so you could do videos. You see, all the best ideas. See you later. Well, winter's arrived. Check that out. So that's not hail, that is actually snow. If I remember rightly from my university days, that is snow called Raupool. Which looks like polystyrene balls, basically. Just coming to drop the trailer off. This trailer. I had it to move a ride-on mower, which was far easier doing it on this than it was trying to do it with the either lift. Well, it didn't fit on my little trailer, so I either have to lift it onto the big one with a telehandler because I haven't got any ramps for that yet, or yeah. Or take the deck off it, which I've ended up having to do anyway because the deck actually broke today. So this is a mower which, like all of my mowers, seemed to, well, it's not mine actually in this one, but I sorted it, fall apart. So this is for the new house that I'm looking after. And yeah, it's a bit's just come off on the deck, so I'll be doing a little bit of welding next week and get that sorted. So I'm just going to get this unhooked and then head home, because it is the end of the day, and it's not got long left, hasn't that, because it's over there. Yeah, cadet run tonight, so down to Douglas, wonder if the mountain's open, and then tomorrow morning I've got to be in Douglas really early, so I'll have to see what's going on with that then. I think the weather could have something to do with that. Well, I think that's a bit of proper snow. Could be interested in the morning. I've got a run to the ferry to do. Starting at just before 6 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll find out what it's like then. These are like huge snowflakes. Look at the size of them. Well, it's a frosty, snowy start today on Thursday, so here we go. Car was frozen solid. I've actually already been down to the Douglas this morning to drop my lad off, who's going away on a cadets trip, which really funnily, like Sulby's the worst bit. So all the roads to the south were absolutely fine. The road just up there around the corner from my house, the corner by the Ginger Hall, is horrendous. It's looking really bad. So on the way down to Douglas this morning at I think it was 20 to 6 we set off. It was about -2, so a little bit on the chilly side. It's now, well, that doesn't have a thermometer in it, but I think it was hovering around 0 when I got back, so it's probably about 1 or 2 degrees now that the sun's up. Yeah, this is all right, isn't it? You can see how slow the cars are going. Cars never go that slow in there. It's really nice. Oh, the tops look good. Looking up there, that's towards the top of Sky Hill. And then up onto the mountain, Ballymag's land there. That's Mount Karen there. Yeah, a couple of people got caught up the mountain last night driving. Silly people, you know, they shut these roads to keep everyone safe. Well, more to keep the people safe who have to go pull out the people who get stuck. But I know everyone's just trying to have a bit of fun, and you know, I like driving on roads. And to be honest, you know, you do learn by driving in these environments. You know, this is how you learn to drive in a snowy environment. But do it sensibly, you know. Yeah, so other than that, I'm going to just try and have a look at getting some carrots harvested. I don't think there'll be an awful lot else going out, because the lettuce will be proper frozen or anything like that. Let me see, where's some carrots. Well, that was a carrot. That's a carrot that's gone to seed. You can barely tell where anything is. All the foliage has gone over because we've had frost yesterday and obviously the snow today. Yeah, I think I'll come down this way. So I'm going to go get a spade and then get some carrots out and just see what else there is hanging around. Obviously this is perfect sprout weather. The trouble is my sprouts didn't grow, so not this year anyway, not for us. Let me just show you what the chard's looking. Yes, that's like absolutely solid, is it? That's not my best chard, by the way. That one's looking a bit tired. Yeah, you know what, I'm just wondering whether it's actually worth harvesting anything or just save it for next week. No point doing any of that. Swedes. Do some Swedes, I suppose. Right. I'll see what I can get. just like that, all the snow's gone. So yeah, we had quite a bit of rain last night. I was kind of hoping for a snow day today. Could hear some hail as well, but yeah, nothing happened, just rain. Obviously the rain washed away everything. There is still a little dusting up on the very top on the mountain, but there's not much left up there. I think the mountain's still shut at the moment. It's really funny, we're not really geared for winter weather over here because we don't really get it, and when we do, it's like really weird. We get quite icy, but not lots of snow. So trying to keep the roads clear is a nightmare for the DOI. So what they often do is just shut the mountain because there's plenty of other ways around it. I do remember a few years since we had basically everything cut off on the west coast. You couldn't get down the west coast, and then in fact actually you couldn't get down the east coast neither because that was icy, so at which point the north was totally separate from the south. You couldn't get between on a road. That was in 2013, was that the year that my youngest was born. Yeah, that was some interesting weather. 22nd of March if I remember rightly, so quite late. Yeah, so in exciting news weather wise, not for the people who live here, we get our second named storm of the year coming in kind of tonight. It starts, so Storm Burt is on the way. That could be a little bit interesting. We've got gales, severe gales forecast, and heavy rain, so localised flooding and bits and pieces. I'm just finishing off clearing up where we had the digger in down here today. I've just managed to kill a telehandler, so the yellow telehandler, the JCB, has stopped driving. So I'm now doing the one thing that I absolutely hate, and using the grain bucket on the New Holland to move hardcore around, which is not good fun. Helen Cow is asking me what I'm doing. She's just staring at me. I think I want to get some sheep as well. I was thinking about this. Fence an area, get some sheep, Locktons. Don't know what I'd do with them because I'm pretty sure my wife wouldn't want me to sell the meat. So they could be pet sheep, which I could then learn to shear. That could be interesting, couldn't it? That might be a good thing. I don't know how much sheep cost. Maybe I need to do a bit of research on that, find out how much Locktons are and where I might be able to get one. Well, not one. I'd need 2 or 3 or 4, 5 maybe. It's going to be like horse maths, isn't it, this? That I'm going to end up with like 60 of them or something crazy like that. Obviously, I would have to fence an area on the field for them to go in, but that could be quite cool. I'd have to register the field because all land has to be registered if you've got livestock on it. So bovine, equine, swine, what's sheep? Ovine? I don't know. I think it might be ovine, something. They're all ines. So yeah, registered for sheep. This field's registered for sheep. That one there. You can put sheep on there. It's not. In fact, it hasn't got any fences. Fences non-existent on it, so you would need to put electric fencing in as you did it. So yes, I will have a think about that because that could be quite cool. Also need to get sorted for getting the land registered and working out if I can do anything on the ADIS payment. Might do, who knows. It's fistled myself in the back of the knee. Worth a try. Might be something or nothing, as long as any payment does equate more than what the paperwork effort involves. Yeah, so I'm going to go crack on and get things cleared up. I did do a little experiment to see if we could fit the pickup down next to the drive. Oh yeah, new chicken feed as well, and it just fits. It depends how brave the person who lives here is. Yeah, so I'm going to go crack on and I will see you in a bit, and I'll have a think about sheep. So anyway, this is Storm Burt, and it's just gone like 8:30 in the morning, and we've had some pretty heavy rain. Road's flooded up the top, and it's flooded down towards my house. and a little ditch across the bottom of my garden's flooded, and that's as far as I've got looking. I've not managed to get anywhere else yet, so we'll see what I can find and I'll let you see it. It's just down by the Silver River on the Claddocks. Check that out. Pretty intense. This is normally about a 4-foot drop down to the water there. Pretty wet, like. I've just been down to the farm, and unfortunately the grain shed's got rain into it, so the bottom of the pile of the grain is wet. But I did kind of expect some of that to happen, so we'll be trying to sort that next week. That could be interesting. Not quite sure what we're going to do with that because it's quite a bit of water, but it'll dry out. Yeah. Well, I'm going to finish this video here. If there's anything interesting that does occur, because it's forecast to... this is actually a lull in the wind, I think. I think it's meant to get back windy again. Yeah, if there's anything else, I will show you it. But, at which point, thank you so much for like, subscribe and follow us. Hope you're keeping safe through Storm Burt. This video will be going out whilst it is still affecting us. So, just keep safe. Don't do anything stupid. See you soon. Take care.